You've been running laps around my mind all day. How'd I finally find you, now you wanna lay low? How we gonna give up just because you say? I've been running circles trying to find my way. You've been running laps around my mind all day. How'd I finally find you, now you wanna lay low? How we gonna give up just because you say?
How you ain't know what you signed up for? I really thought we had to understand it. How you expect me to watch a movie with you every single night when all my homies working trying to get these Grammys? Girl, if no more what you want, you ain't gonna find it here. Ain't got time to rest, yeah, my stress is up to here. Gotta be my best just to level with my peers. And I'll make a couple moves that'll catapult my career. Money don't grow on trees, and these shows ain't gonna put themselves. These songs ain't gonna write themselves. These emails ain't gonna send themselves. And by now, it's abundantly clear the negative effects on both our health. And girl, I swear that I've been trying to find a balance. Still I got these bills that's piling up, and now I'm looking at the balance of my bank account, plotting on the same amount and maybe more. And then you tell me this is not what you were looking for. I think that I'm about to lose it. Don't tell me it's you or the music. Don't hit my line with that bull. Don't talk to me like I'm stupid. I think that I'm about to lose it. Don't tell me it's you or the music. Don't hit my line with that bull. Don't talk to me like I'm stupid.
I've been running circles trying to find my way. You've been running laps around my mind all day. How'd I finally find you, now you wanna lay low? How we gonna give up just because you say? I've been running circles trying to find my way. You've been running laps around my mind all day. How'd I finally find you, now you wanna lay low? How we gonna give up just because you say?
Okay, guys, I'm getting pure looks today. Still, yeah, what tracks? I'm trying out, man. I'm trying to push out some new, fresh tracks, giving people some vibes and whatever. They're still, yeah. I don't have the cynics behind me.
Yep.
Going out, oh, I need to listen to Kurt Franklin.
You need to start going back to Kurt Franklin, bro.
You know what I'm saying? Plays a classic tunes in the background. But listen, this is Mowgli the Iceberg. We're trying to get the whole verse, but we'll see if I can. Let me see if Marcus has text me back if he's available to talk. Cause oh, that is so funny. You know, Marcus is available to talk. You know, I'm gonna put him on the spot, man. You know what I'm saying? But we make that call in a second anyway. Still, yeah. Sorry, guys. We're gonna check out James in a bit, still, guys, and then we're gonna be hopefully calling Marcus to explain his whole name thing anyway. Still, yeah. But listen, guys, hold on. We're gonna play 70 times 7. We know what that's about anyway. Still, yeah. Listen, Should Forgive People 70 times 7 by Shepherd. I'm gonna come back with James Richards, looking into human nature. But anyway, so why he came, the project, why we came. It's the focal point of his show anyway. Still, yeah. But check this out. 70 times 7. I've played this a few times. Banging track. I love it.
Your boy got a cold. Don't touch me. Don't touch me, for real. Pull it to the top floor, telling me I should drop more. Pull it to the right, and we traveling through time, pointing to the sky so you know who I represent. Can I get a witness? Hold up. Can I get a witness? Hold up. Showing us forgiveness, so I gotta do it every day that I'm living. I think of the girl who stole my crayons in the first grade. Whoa. And I'm sorry to the girl I broke up with the first date. I'm sorry. The moral story is, hey, ain't a game that you wanna play. Too much of a price to pay. Yeah, rattle when your bones to the day you hit the grave. Might just go hard for my hitters, pop off, rain drop for my hitters, no sleep all week for my hitters, living water, hitters, drink for my hitters, hitting up the city with the good news for my hitters. Get with the program. I know they talking like lectures, Usain Bolt with them dentures, and they running mouth or whatever. 70 times 7, boy, seem like a whole lot. When you think about it, I've been forgiven a whole lot, like 7 times 7, boy. Seem like a whole lot. That's a whole lot. When you think about it, I've been forgiven a whole lot. Like, I'ma hit you with the praying hands. Like this. Watch me hit you with the praying hands. Like this. I'ma hit you with the praying hands. Like this. Watch me hit you with the praying hands. Like this. 2017 is a new year. Here's my resolution, start a revolution. No, my team won't stop. Get a beat inside my chest, so the heat won't stop. Yeah, I'ma do it for the homies in the slums. I'ma hit you with the groundhog. You keep waiting for the spring though. You didn't really know that we popped off. 7 times 7, boy. Seem like a whole lot. That's a whole lot. When you think about it, I've been forgiven a whole lot. Like 7 times 7, boy. Seem like a whole lot. When you think about it, I've been forgiven a whole lot. I'ma hit you with the praying hands like this. I'ma hit you with the praying hands like this. Watch me hit you with the praying hands like this. Watch me hit you with the praying hands like this.
All right, guys, we are back, and we're back with hopefully, not hopefully, we've got James on the line right here still, yeah. I'm alongside, just to remind everyone still, yeah. By the way, before I go on, I'll be professional here. That was Shepherd doing the track 70 times 7. And I would like to, and I'm next to Michael, aka Michael. And we're next to Adrian, aka A Dazzle, aka I have to find out on these messages. Anyway, right, aka all the sorts anyway, still, yeah. And there's myself, Roger Moore, aka Roger Moore, aka 007, aka what is it? James Bond. Anyway, many names have been called Roger Ramjet, Roger Rabbit, Roger everything anyway still, yeah. Unfortunately my name is associated to a lot of things that come on TV. But sorry, go. But we're gonna kick off the show. We're gonna get into the meat of the show right now. And the main reason why we're doing this show today, it's about why he came. We've been looking at his project over the past couple shows. We missed that last week's show. James is back with us this week. And we're going to be carrying on this this whole series, and it's the why he came. And we're going to kick it off now. I'm going to bring James in. Let's just test him out in the mics and stuff. Yo, James,
Hello.
Talk to us, bro.
Yo, can hear you, man.
Okay, you can hear me, bro. Guys, can you hear James?
Yeah, loud and clear.
Yeah, okay, cool. All right,
What's
James.
up, guys? What's up?
Good, we're good.
Good, man.
Good.
All right, we're loving the amazing technology being able to run this whole phone thing without having some complicated system. But James, right? Last time we spoke, well, just catch us up and go straight into it for today's show. We looked at the religion aspect of it in the last show, and just introduce things and let's bounce off each other, man. Yeah, for today's show.
Yeah, well, as I say, greetings to Michael, Adrian.
What's good?
Yourself, all the listeners. Yeah,
man.
You might hear a noise in the background, but that's just the irons is going a bit crazy. Having to do some house chores while I'm talking to you on the phone, you know.
We've never done that before. But anyway, cool. Yeah, safe. That's cool, bro. We keep it
domesticated. Domesticated, so it goes. We're talking about this series, why he came. We're talking about that the past couple shows.
Yeah.
For detail, I'd probably suggest if anyone's listening for the first time to go back and listen to the previous ones.
Yeah, man.
In a summary, I can put it as something I put forward as a theme to say why Jesus came in the first place, and I'm putting it forward to say that he came to show us how to be human and not Christian. Christian secondary, humans first and foremost, and showing that in different aspects that I think prove the point. So the first one we just looked at, setting, I suppose, the arena, the background, for why I think that he came that way and why I think that he came for humanity. And we got into a debate last time, didn't we, about religion? Yeah. So I was literally talking to religion and whether I think that's important or not. And what we have to say about religion if we're going to say that Jesus came for humanity and not Christianity, because that obviously has implications for religion. Yeah. That was really kind of jumping into it really for this week. A next theme that I think we'd have to look at which came out to me when I studied this whole thing, is humanity. If he came for humans to show us how to be human and not Christian, what does that mean for our humanity? What can we learn from that? Is there anything we know or we don't know or need to know? So I've done a couple of articles on my website at thewayministry.com pointing to these things. And religion, we went on in the last session, so I'd prompt anybody to go and have a look at that one and have any questions, just to put them forward. I'll try and answer them as best as I can. But I think this week we're moving on to the next part of the series, which is looking at humanity. I kind of sub-lined that on my articles as humanity as being the real problem, but also being the real answer in terms of a way forward and living better and what Jesus was coming to show us. So, yeah, that's what I want to talk about today. I think that's where we're at today. If there's anything I want to clear up from last time. So this one really is part 3 now. Mm-hmm. Part 1 was setting the basis. Part 2 was looking at religion. Part 3 now is looking at humanity. And what part that plays, if I'm going to say to yourself or anybody listening that Jesus came to show us how to be human and not Christian. So yeah, that's where we're at.
Okay, quick question, bro. Yeah, and straight away, Trev. When you say humanity, humanity is used as a negative word. In terms of humanity is almost like the flesh. Yeah. I'm not saying that's a correct use of it. Yeah, but I'm just talking about the circles of growing up in churches when it says it's come to change. It's like the bad side of us, if you know what I'm saying, when you say the word humanity. What are you referring to when you're talking about humanity? I don't know if the other guys have not heard, but it's kind of used in the case of flesh. You know what I'm saying? Humanity, humanity's failings. You know what I mean? When you think of humanity, you think of the failure, you think of the fall, you think of it's humanity's fault why there's wars and this and that. When we try to explain to people who are not Christians, it's humanity, it's not God. Yeah. So is that the right use of humanity, or just you're using it for a different context, or is that just taking it out of context?
There's a couple of things. I mean, I don't think people use the word humanity as a negative. Okay. You don't really hear that much in church. I don't. Okay. I hear flesh more. Mm-hmm. I hear don't do things in the flesh more, but to most people outside of the church circle don't have a clue what that means. Mm-hmm. We mean as in don't do things in our own strength and our own understanding, which makes perfect sense. Mm-hmm. I suppose there's a few things I'd want to point out. Is that if we discount that side of ourselves, we'd have to get rid of half of Jesus. Okay. Because he was a human like we were, and the mystery of him coming was him becoming a human being. So we can't throw that side of ourselves out of the equation. Like everything we need to do is just God, and we're not involved. That doesn't make any sense. We have to wrestle with it and deal with it rather than throw it out or get over spiritualize it. Like, that's just the flesh, so I'm not interested. Mm-hmm. Yeah, but you are flesh. I'm flesh. You're flesh. So what you're talking about? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. You got to kind of wrestle with it. And a lot of that comes under a doctrine that many might not have even heard of, which speaks to Jesus being 100% God and 100% man. And we're quite good at lifting up the 100% God part. Mm. But we're not very good at dealing with the 100% man part, which is the part we actually can relate to and understand, and with the part we experience as human beings. So it is a bit of a twist in looking at human nature and what it's about. The only thing I'd probably, something else I won't add it yet. I'll just let you deal with that for now.
Yeah. Okay, bro. Okay, guys, you got anything to say, guys, before I kind of throw loads of questions?
No, carry on. Go forward.
Okay, well, I think everyone's kind of listening in hard to what you're gonna say, bro. Yeah, but one thing I would say to you in terms of the doctrine of basically, obviously, 100% God and 100%
man. If anybody wants to look it up, it's called the hypostatic union. Hypostatic union.
All right,
If anybody wants to look it up, and it basically says that Jesus was 100% man
Yeah.
and 100% God.
Do all churches believe that doctrine? Or is that just a standard between Christianity, or is there elements of
That's the
Christianity?
orthodox. That's the orthodox view. That's
Okay.
the traditional view, apostolic tradition. That is what was named as the, if you like, the mainstream. This is what we believe. Anything outside of that would have been seen as a heresy.
Okay, cool. So that's basically founding fathers doctrine. Not founding fathers, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
A doctrine which they agreed in
the early church.
the early church, which we still believe into
We
today.
still hold to today. Yeah.
Yeah, even though we probably don't talk about it, but yeah.
Yeah.
But I must admit, when people throw up, do you find when you're teaching this side of element, bro? Yeah, do you find that people have a screw up their face when you say 100% man and 100% God? When you speak to people for the first time in this area, do you find they go, "How does that happen?" Do you find a lot of rejection towards that element when talking to people on the way to Christ or outside or even within church, or people that's generally cool with that idea? They're just like, yeah, that can work.
Yeah, I know some people would, obviously, because to be honest, the theologians argue amongst themselves. The so-called experts argue amongst themselves about these things, so it's not going to be a surprise if a man in your family or somebody in the street or can't get their head around it either. And to be honest, how can you get your head around that? Because it's a divine thing in and of itself. How can you be 100% God and 100% man? This is part of the mystery of the Christ man. This is part of the mystery of who he is and why there's only one and he's unique, because nobody else has that claim. So it's not something we can necessarily understand or even try to. It's just something that is pointed to us in the scripture and something that he, by the way he lived, demonstrated.
Right.
He never said, "I am God," in a way they might want to hear it today. But he flexed in a way that he knew those listening to him and hearing him would think, "Who do you think you are? You must think you're God," which is what we got in the Bible, paraphrased. Mainly the reason why they wanted to kill him. So it's there. If you want to see it, it's there. It's not there to be necessarily understood. And as he said, you can only know who he is when the Father reveals him to you.
Cool.
But that's getting into all theology and all that stuff. I think what I want people to get their head around with this is that he came to do it as a man. We can't miss that.
Yeah.
He came to us to help us, to free us from the places where we were in problems and in trouble with God Almighty as a human being. And he did it remaining as a human being. He didn't cheat. He didn't cut corners. He suffered. He went through the pain. He went through everything like we did. And he did it as a human being so that when we look at him, we can relate to him as human beings.
Okay, cool.
Best way to looking at this, one of the ways of looking around it, the Bible talks about it like this. There's an Adam in the beginning and his name's Adam. Just means first being, really. Adam means man. So he was the first man created by God. But also in the Bible, Jesus is referred to as the last Adam. As an Adam, he's called the last Adam.
Yeah.
In 1 Corinthians 15:45. So we've got two Adams.
And
We've got two Adams.
he ain't got no amen, say you got pure silence. Go on.
I'm listening.
You know when you talking, preachers talking, it was like amen. It was like, carry on. You know what I'm saying?
Why? What's a stump? Go on.
No. Go.
You listening?
You pure silence.
Pure silence. Okay. All right. Because in a nutshell, the first Adam was the start of what? What was the first Adam? It was the start of what?
Creation, like first man. You know what I mean?
Mankind.
Yeah, mankind.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So what's the last Adam?
The end of mankind.
You think? Well, actually, yeah, you're right. It could be the end in one respect.
Yeah.
Is the end of the mankind that came from the first Adam.
Yeah.
Okay.
But then it was also something else, which is what?
The start of I don't know. Obviously, is it start of grace or start of dispensation or something like that stuff?
No, I don't need to get that deep. It was the start of another mankind.
Okay.
It was the start of another creation. Remember, What are we called by 2 Corinthians 5:17? We are new creations in Christ Jesus. What are we have to be a believer? Born again.
So
think about the language used.
Yes.
Think about the language used.
So hold on, wait, bro. 1 second. I gotta hit you up with some. Nah, I'm gonna say, man, I don't really care about timing. Yeah, right. You know what I'm saying? yo, okay, right. Yeah, I meant to play a track, but listen, right. So what you're saying is that basically, anyone who's not a Christian is still under the Adam creation.
Yeah.
And anyone who chooses the road of Christianity, or Christ, who follows Christ, who takes him as the Savior Lord, and is a new creation, is now, literally a new creation is under the Jesus kind. To keep the link going, under the last Adam. He's not the next Adam. Yeah. He's the last Adam. The last is important as well. So the first and the last. Oh, but
yeah.
Okay, well,
so what you're saying is right.
So this is when, right, bro. Get a pen and paper here, because I know we can go and twist things up even more. Yeah, but I'm not gonna go on this. Yeah. So how do people come in and out of creations? But that's on a whole nother story anyway. So yeah. So how do you?
Oh, but I don't even get that question. What did it say again?
You know, when, for example, now I become a new creation in Christ. Yeah.
Yeah.
And how can I because then, you know, when people kind of like walk away from the faith, they go back into that old form, innit?
Well, all right, let's put it this way.
Go on.
I'm not going to get into, I know where you're going, yeah. But I know where you're going,
yeah, go on.
But that just goes back into what your ideas are about salvation and how we get saved, which is how we become born again. Now, that's a separate thing.
True.
What I'm saying makes some certain assumptions about that, but I'm not going to get into that because I think the assumptions are clear. Because the same way if you were going to be from the first Adam, like born to your parents, the only way that comes around is by birth.
I
didn't choose to be here. It wasn't a great decision. It wasn't something I just thought, I want to be, alive today. No, I was here without my choice. That's my parents' choice. It wasn't my choice. And that's how God created creation. So birth, by the very definition, is not something you choose.
All right, guys.
If you want to twist it and say, well, if you want to turn it around, but that's not what birth means, because birth in the new creation means I can choose. Well, that's for you to defend. I won't defend that because I don't sit there. But someone else who believes that would have to defend that. And I know many people do. To be honest, most of our churches sit right there. If you pick apart their theology, that's where they sit. And that's why they struggle with what I'm saying. And the last Adam, that's why we miss these things I'm entertaining even now about the last Adam and the new creation and, a whole new mankind and race. Because when we talk about it in this way, we can take it out of the realm of religiosity, like Christianity is better than Islam. This is not even about religion. It's about creation. It's about the old Adam being there, didn't work. God bringing in the last Adam and starting again. That's what this is about.
Okay. Right, hold that thought, bro. And I love the amazing sound effects when you're talking about new birth and you got baby sound effects in the background. You gotta show me how you do that, James. You know what I'm saying? It's a great skills. But we're gonna play a track now. James gonna come back afterwards. I'm gonna load you up with a couple of questions, bro, on this subject, and whatever. So just hang tight, bro. Yeah, I'm gonna play Pursuit by YB still. Yeah, hang on, bro.
Yeah.
Above and beyond, but my time is the victim. Overthinking me crazy, breaking them off in a mission. I put a pause on a vision, recouping with truth. Resting in God, leaning on all of my troops. In this world, want my turn, thoughts and energy. I've been led by lies, but I'm returning to my inner peace, yeah. I've been under so long, barely know what is the real. Trying to find my way out. The enemy want my thrill. I've been under so long, barely know what is the real. Trying to find my way out. The enemy want my thrill. life that I chose. I'm gonna live with decisions. Walk around with a promise. I promise no compromising. And I've been off in the valley. God been speaking through silence. Bandwagons get crowded. I've been on my own island, seeking peace, falling at my feet. I receive his grace like a refugee. When I'm at my least, God, you make me neat. I can feel that pressure, that's okay, cause it's not on me. My identity is in the Lord and his sovereignty. God gon' blow the whistle like a ref do. Life is in the game, nevertheless I'm making chess moves. Yeah, life is what you make it. Freely given that gift, and that gift given, freely take it. It's the way of life, yeah. But if you don't desire change and you let your actions register, you pay a price. I don't mean to come off violent, but the plan is to keep us silent. I've been under so long, barely know what is the real. Trying to find my way out. You know it, the enemy want my thrill. I've been under so long, barely know what is the real. Trying to find my way out. Journey, the enemy want my thrill.
I know this journey gets hard sometimes, but just know your work is not in vain. God has equipped you with everything you need to fulfill your destiny. Remember what I always say, anything that happens in life is only a surprise to us, because he already knows, for he knows his plans for your life. So keep your eyes on the prize and press on. Love you, son.
Okay. We're linking back on. James, can you hear me? Can you hear me, bro?
Yeah, bro, I can hear you.
Oh, okay, cool. I suppose you're listening to us talk throughout the
Yeah.
I should put you on mute.
Nah, man, that's what it's about, isn't it? That's what it's about. You know, you don't have to agree or even get it. That's what this is for, isn't it?
It's calm. It's calm. But yeah, bro. Right. The first, the question, what we was asking. Okay, right. Define. Okay, right. If I'm in the new creation, yeah. What's different between the last Adam humanity and the old Adam humanity? What's the key difference? Because because sometimes over the years we grew up in certain types of churches where the difference was where you would have to look different to them guys, and there's different ways.
No, I can answer that. I can answer that.
You know what I mean? So what's the difference?
I can answer that, and it will link us back into making sure we stop on the because we're talking about the me. Yeah. I'm putting on where the word comes from. Jesus came to show us how to be human, not Christian. And in this part of my series, I'm trying to deal with humanity and Jesus' death. Yeah, man. And why he had to die. Yeah. And partly in doing that, I'm looking at the whole viewpoint. How do I put it? I want to make it clear. I'm putting it like this. The very reason why I'm tackling it from that aspect is that his death means it goes beyond just a religious thing. His death means it goes beyond a system or something we're trying to keep or start. But death is something that's universal. Yeah, death affects every man, regardless of status, power, belief, doesn't matter. So he knows if he's coming to show us how to be human, he had to deal with our biggest issue, and our biggest issue was death. Yeah, he didn't come to deal with a Christian issue, a Jewish issue, or a pagan issue. He came to deal with a human issue, which was death. And death started in Genesis. So the difference between the first Adam and the last Adam is that the last Adam had power over death. The first Adam didn't. The first Adam basically was told, if you don't listen to me, you will die. Yeah? God said to him, don't eat from that, because the day you eat from it, you will die. Adam never listened. Eve never listened. The first people never listened. They ate from it. Death entered. Sin entered. Hence the world we have. So the first Adam, the difference is the first Adam, death reigns over the last one. Over the first Adam. Sorry. Yeah? Death reigns over him. And the first Adam, in terms of nature, is dead to God. Because when God said to Adam, you will die, he didn't mean your life will end right now. What he meant is you will be cut off from me. Which is why God hates sin so much. Which is why Jesus came to deal with humanity and show us how to be human. Because of sin, we had no idea of how to be what we were created to be. Because who we were created to be, we no longer were, because we now are living under death.
Okay.
God never created us for that, because he warned us not to go there, and we went there anyway. So the first Adam has to deal with all of that.
Okay.
The last Adam now came and had to deal with that as the main problem. Because the old Adam could do nothing to create himself, to be born again, to get out of the predicament. There's nothing he could do. So the last Adam now came and presented the way. How? By dying and then overcoming the death to show that I have power over death. So not even death can come to me. So if you have life in me, you will also have the same life that death cannot touch. Which is why it's called a new creation, because death can't get rid of that creation. But that death, you have to remember, is separation from God. We think of death like when the body stops seizing and can't breathe. That's not what the Bible's talking about when it's talking about death. When God talks about it, he's on about separation from him. So the first Adam was separated from God. The last Adam brings us back to God.
So okay, right. So here's a question then. Still, yeah. So, no, that's great. So what you're saying is ultimately it has nothing to do with your lifestyle. It has nothing to do with your changing behavior. It has nothing to do with where your mind's at or how you look or whatever. It's ultimately accepting that the new route. As simple as that. And you're in.
Yeah, because if it's to do with anything else, you've got to keep that up because it's about you. You go back into performance, you go back into works, you go back into whatever you want to label it, put on it, but it's everything except complete and utter trust on the one who came to die so that you could have that life in the first place. You think he went through all of that so we could trust in something else? That's the point the word's making.
So you know when Jesus is doing all his teachings and so on like that still, yeah, in terms of guiding us, in terms of the beatitudes about how we live and whatever there still, is that ultimately what was the point of doing all that? Throwing it back at you. You're saying because I would say, I'm not saying because
there should be proof, because there should be proof of you being under the last Adam.
Okay, yeah, got you.
I could tell you I'm a believer all day long. So what? If I don't see it, why should you believe me?
Okay. Yeah, got
you. The problem with our thinking today is very much how Greeks and Romans used to think, where we think it's true just because we believe it. Jews didn't think like that. A lot of the Eastern cultures don't think like that. For them, they're like, you only know it if you can do it. So you can talk it all day long, but it needs to be demonstrated in your actions. That's why you can't separate faith from works, which is what the book of James talks about.
Right, got you.
Works proves the faith.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. Yo, Michael's got a question for you, bro. Yeah?
Yeah, go.
Yeah, my question was, because Jesus was 100% human and 100% man, did he did he put aside his God attributes when he was on earth? And if so, in fact, I'll let you answer that first, and then there's a second question after that. When Jesus was walking on the earth, was he doing it through a human who is fully dependent on God, therefore meaning we can do the same things, or was it his God attributes that enabled him to do the things that he did?
No, it's the first one.
Okay.
Because remember, he did it as God, as a man.
Mm.
And really listen to carefully what I'm saying. He did it as God, as a man. So God decided to become a man. If that means I can't go there now and do everything I would have done if I went there as just purely God. Because it's not like he just appeared and put on flesh and came amongst us. He was born of a woman. So he did the full hog. So in that respect, he was still God, but he was God as a man. That's why it's called the God-man.
Mm.
So yeah, I think that points more to the first option he gave me rather than the second one.
In terms of him putting aside those attributes.
Well, it depends. I mean, it depends on attributes.
Like, for example, him being all powerful.
Creation and doing things like Magneto in it. Basically.
Yeah.
No. You can't compare him with X-Men. Come on. Superheroes are not even on the same level as God.
True. Magneto's hard still.
They're not even close. But
that's scary though, James. But that's scary, you know, because if you think about it now, you know, say you're more powerful than Magneto. You make Magneto look like some magnitude person, and Magneto lift up the whole earth and all that madness, yeah. And you've got to reserve all that while getting beaten, while being spat upon, while being called this, called that. That's tough, you know, for people to even.
Yeah, but look at it a different way.
Go on.
God will have an understanding that Magneto won't. Remember, superheroes are projections of humanity most of the time. So we project our feelings and our understanding into these characters.
True.
You can't do that with God. So even though when we look at it like, that's tough. When you read the Bible says that the Father was pleased for the Son to be crushed. That don't make no sense to us. Unless the Father had a bigger picture and he knows really what's going on, so he could handle that. It doesn't mean he wasn't hurt by it. It doesn't mean, and even saying he's hurt by it, all we can do with God is use language to talk about God, but in his essence, who he really is, we can't touch it.
Yeah.
It's beyond knowing in one respect, and in another respect, we know him personally. It's nuts, but the Bible talks about him in both ways. So it's one of them ones. But I think going back to the attributes thing, he did it as the God-man. So he became a man, but he was still a man and still God.
You had another follow-up?
Did he lean upon it in the Holy Spirit entirely? Yes, he did. Does that mean that we can do many of the things that he did? Yes, I think we can. I think a lot more than we realize.
So kind of linked to that, my other question was, does that mean that as somebody who's been born again, can I now live a sinless life? Because Jesus did, and he showed us what it is to be the true human.
Yeah, because it's a good point. Because here's the thing that I'll say, and this will bring it kind of full circle. When I say that humanity, the Bible says that we've fallen short of the glory of God, Romans 3:23. Yeah, we've all heard that if we've been in church. What it doesn't say, but which is very clear when you think about it, is that we've fallen short of not just that glory, we've fallen short of the glory of what it means to be human. Because God created humanity. He created the human before they sinned. The only humanity we're aware of, unless we're in the last Adam, and even that has its problems because it's after the sin. The only humanity we're aware of is the human creature that was there after the sin, after the fall. So actually, we don't know the fullness of what it is to be really human in the way that God sees humanity.
True.
What we call humanity today is not what God calls humanity.
Okay. All right.
So going back to Michael's point, yes, I think we're capable of a lot more, and we're not even close. We're not even aware of what it is. But one thing, commitment I've made, going from my own situation, dealing with the whole cancer thing and saying, God, you see me through this and all that. I'm like, Lord, I want to live this as fully as possible. So if Jesus said I can raise people from the dead, I want to raise people from the dead. If Jesus said I can heal the sick, I want to heal the sick. If Jesus said I need to preach the word and they'll come to know him, I want to preach that word. I want to do it to the fullness of whatever is possible.
Calm.
Simple as. And Jesus, I think, was the example. He was the ultimate human. He came as a human to show us how to be human, because I know it sounds a bit off for some people, but we're living subhuman when we're living it in a simple way. That's why we're so evil. That's why we can do the things we can do and have such wickedness in the world that we have today.
Yeah. Now I hear what he's saying. But listen, James, I'm going to link off to another track, while we just kind of get a head around this, and we'll conclude it in the next part of this subject. But all right, cool. We're going to come back with a couple more questions to kind of round things up. There's a couple of elements that I want you to definitely bring across with them, and end up in a bit of hope, because it's got me just looking in the mirror going, what am I looking at? You know, ones that I have to go home in silence and, you right? Yeah, I'm alright. But listen, guys, I'm gonna switch up and I'm just gonna switch up the vibe anyway. Still, I'm gonna play a track from Script and a track called Loco.
Yeah, they say I'm out of my mind. Yeah, they say I'm out of my mind. They say I'm out of my mind. Yeah, they say I'm out of my mind. You think that you know me? You cannot control me. Nobody can hold me. I got God up on me. Don't wake up the old me. Do not touch my holy. Don't get mad, God chose me. You sniff white and you get dopey. Yeah, I'm a Jedi master like I'm Obi. Why you acting like my homie? I'm not sorry, I'm not sorry. This that working, this that God flow, this that holy matrimony. Don't got time for all these phonies. You got power, then just show me. I'm a grind and never OD. Do not act like you don't owe me. It don't matter what they told me. I'm the one and only. They say I'm out of my mind. Yeah, they say I'm out of my mind. They say I'm out of my mind. Yeah. They say I'm out of my mind. Yeah. I feel like Monet. Sketchy. I'd rather not copy. No. I shine like a diamond. Yeah. Me no like Swarovski. Yeah. Me black belt kung fu. Not white belt karate. Nah. In it for life, so this is not a hobby. Everybody in the crew godly. Take a look up in my wrist, you gon' see Jesus. Hold up, I've been in a minute. They don't wanna know about me, man. I'm feeling like Popeye spinach. You know there's no gimmicks. You know that I live it. The devil be living. He looking at me, but he living. And I am not tripping. I walk in no water. I know I'm forgiven. I don't need to please you. I'm always on mission. They say I'm out of my mind. Yeah. They say I'm out of my mind. They say I'm out of my mind. Yeah. They say I'm out of my mind. Yeah.
One day they'll all bow, every tongue in every crowd. They'll say his name and they'll say it loud. It's Jesus, no fakes allowed. He's the definition of mastercraft. He took the lash and he's the last to laugh. So turn to him and begin impact. The sun will drop and the earth will flash.
All right, guys, we're back on the live show here. We're alongside a Dazzle, Michael, and we got James on the line. James, can you shout us out? Yo, he's still on. Yeah, you can hear us loud and clear and hear myself. I never introduced myself properly. But anyway, Roger Moore here. It's my fault for anything to do with Gio. Right, guys, we've just been talking about humanity, human nature, James. We're coming to like the concluding part of this now. James, just if you need to just interject if I go way off, yeah, you know me already. But no, I just want to trying to get my head kind of not so much head around it, but is ultimately seeing, maybe looking beyond. I don't know. Just you raising up this subject here today, yeah, is actually getting us to kind of like think not so much outside the box. Is there's more to life than just getting through. If you know what I'm saying, I don't know. It's a weird one, yeah, but it's like, you know, sometimes there's a prescription towards Christian life. You know what I mean? To be very passive. You know, I'm not saying it's a wrong thing to be passive, or wrong thing to just want peace and quiet, and you know what I mean, to be blessed and whatever in one sense, and you know what I mean, and prosperous and all this business and whatever. But it's like, you know, a lot of stuff that you touched on, it's almost a case of, okay, this is not as prescribed as what I thought it was, yeah, which is very like, okay, I'm on thin ice here. Yeah, I'm actually stepping out in faith, and you know, I can imagine people listening to the show, 100% God, 100% man. You know what I'm saying? You know, and then all of a sudden you said that he obviously he had the 100% God in him, but he didn't function in his godness. He functions in his humanity. Yeah, and then we're trying to get ahead.
Not quite.
Okay.
Because this is where we got to be careful.
Go on.
Because his godness is not just about powers and all knowledge that we tend to think of. Again, we're going back to superhumans. We're going back to what we think of superheroes. His godness is also about his character.
Okay, cool.
Example, he was sinless.
Okay, yep.
We don't understand what that means.
Okay.
Because nobody has ever been sinless. By definition, how are you even sinless? You've got to be God himself to do that.
Okay.
But you can't do that just being human.
Yeah.
You can't. It takes more than that. So you've got to be careful what we put into the bracket of his godness, if you want to word it that way. His godness is more than some powers. His godness is his character. And that's one thing that they could not mash up with Jesus, and they've been trying to do it for 2,000 years and they still can't do it. Desecrate his character. The way he loved, when he says pray for your enemy, the way he loved, the way he did things, bro. If you really look at it for what it was, it's shocking. He loved hard. He was wise beyond comprehension. So just to put that in there, his godness is not just about, you know, he could stop the sea. His godness is actually, this guy had no sin. So yeah, we have to think about them things as well when we talk about his godness, because that challenges us as well.
Yeah, it does. It does, man. It shows that the joke is a Bible study at church last week was talking about what wisdom is, and wisdom is only can be given by God. It's God. It's almost like a godly wisdom. You know what I mean? And you think, hold a second, you know, as God kind of like as we mature in Christ, we're meant to be getting wiser in our maturity in Christ.
Totally.
You know what I mean?
Totally.
And we're meant to approach things soberly. But we hide behind our character issues and say, that's my fight for the rest of my life. No, as you mature, we're meant to function with soberness. I don't know. Yeah, go on. What are you saying, bro?
But that's because wisdom is application. Wisdom is doing things. Wisdom is not sitting there with a white beard coming off with all these wonderful proverbs. That's not wisdom. Because any of us could sit there and regurgitate lots of information and look very wise.
But it's not. Yeah, but it's actually
the action. It's the putting it into play. And the Bible makes it clear, those who are mature in the faith are those who put it into action. So what you said at the start about, I can't be passive and sit back. And you can't, not if you want to grow in him, not if you want to know what the kind of human being that you could really be, not if you want to reach the potential that he's called you to have. You can't do that sitting down. You can't.
Wow.
And that takes wisdom, application. And wisdom, as you said, wisdom is him. It doesn't just come from God. God is wisdom. He is it. Because he knows everything.
So it takes right. I know we're running out of time here, James. Yeah. So what I want to do is shout people out in terms of if they've got any feedback on the show, and what we discuss. Anybody, hit us up at GR360 on Twitter or at GR360 Media on Instagram, or even GR Media on Facebook. But also, hit up, go to James' website, The Way Ministry, and that's The Way -ministry.com. Check it out. Please contact us. If you got any questions, is anything that you totally disagree? If you think we're going on actual rogue and we shouldn't be talking about this as Christians, be real with us. We want to talk to you. We're not so much talk to you. Yeah, we could do as well. But just keep it real. And definitely any more, we'll get back to you with any responses to what you're saying out there. So guys, please hit us up. Any more questions? Any angles you want to hit James with before we close off this section?
No, that was it.
It was on pure science here, Jay.
No, for me, it's just kind of reiterating the whole wisdom thing. What was being said about wisdom and coming from God. One acronym, not acronym, sorry. One thing that I always use when it comes to, kind of ties in with this wisdom thing as well, and understanding it, is like when you get something new from, something electrical usually, from a shop or whatever else, and you don't know how to use it, you refer to the instruction manual. You can't try and fix it or use it or whatever else until you look at the instruction manual. As much as men, we try and do things without instruction manuals, it kind of is relative to life. But at the end of the day, for you to understand and know that thing inside and out, you have to refer to the instruction manual. Our instruction manual being the Bible, and obviously the creator of that thing being humans is God. So there's no other way possible for you to, for you to gain wisdom from. So as much as they may be experts with, that certain electrical good or whatever else, there may be people out there, people that work in the shop that you bought it from, or all that kind of thing, and fans of that certain thing that know this, that, and the next. They don't know every single thing, so you still have to go back to the person that created it for you to understand totally.
Cool. Yeah. Can I jump on that point, Roger?
Yeah, go on.
Because Adrian's saying there, is spot on, but I would take it a step further, because not only did he give us a manual, but he gave us a demonstration.
True. Very true.
Think about it in the YouTube generation. Most of us learn faster off the video than we do if we read the instructions.
Yeah, true. Very true.
Because visually, human beings learn more. We actually learn in pictures. That's how God created us, in images. When we're made in the image of God, that just gets deep. But we learn in images.
Yep.
And the first image was the first Adam. He was our example. He was out in a demonstration, but he flopped. The rest of the Bible is showing us all sorts of examples, all sorts of demonstrations. But the one that hit it on the nail, that we all need to follow, is Jesus. He is our ultimate, not just our manual, because we got that. He's our demonstration. So they're just spot on, the scriptures, if we're using them right. Because even Jesus said, you read in them thinking you know about eternal life, not realizing that they speak about me. The Bible is a means to an end, and the end is not the Bible. It's the demonstration that Jesus came to show. So God didn't just tell us from afar. He came in flesh and said, I'm going to demonstrate this to you. From baby to the grave. So
cool.
He smashed it. He was YouTube. Sweet. He was YouTube before YouTube's time.
Yeah. Nah, you definitely hit it out, bro. Listen, bro, we're gonna close off, man. Yeah, because we time's going. Yeah, but listen, anything you want to conclude with, bro? You got 30 seconds. Conclude it all off.
Nah, that's it, really, bro. Just cool. If people that help by it, let us know. If you want clarification, let us know. But
cool.
Yeah, man, I'm gonna keep on this, and I would prompt people: do your homework, but realize what being offered in the faith of Christ. It goes beyond anything else. But do your own homework, man, and you'll find it out at some point.
All right, then. Appreciate the love, James, and I appreciate for just coming on and sharing your thoughts, man, and not even thoughts, man. Sharing the truth, man. So, guys,
Adrian, Michael. Next time, guys.
Yeah, man, definitely.
Bro. Blessings, bruv. Yeah, listen, man. Check you out in a bit, bruv. Yeah, bless you, man.
All right,
sweet.
Bro.
Okay, in a bit. All right, guys, we just had some hardcore stuff there still. That's some hardcore dumping. Well, we're gonna hit off with guys. You know, we're just coming out of that section. We're gonna hit out with a bit of KB. I'm gonna see if I can get through to my guy Marcus now. KB and Lecrae with a track called Home Team.
Hey, one time for the home team. Know what I mean?
Yeah. I rep for the home team.
Rep it up.
Reppin' the home team.
Rep it up.
I'm reppin' the home team. Yeah. You think you can hold me?
Wow.
Reppin' the home team.
Wow.
Yeah. Going in OT. I'm reppin' the home team.
Rep it up. Rep it up.
You think you can hold me? Woo. Home team. Home team. Home team going OT. 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 Home team. Home team. Don't know. Yo team. We been going hard since 03. Mic drop. Kobe. They can't stop us, they can't hold me. Don't mistake me for the old me. It's that new edition only. Bobby Brown, my tenderoni. Might just stay bitch or Goliath. Chop the head off of a giant. You ain't messing with beginners, we ain't hit a win it. Ooh, I wish they try it. Yeah, I done took a few losses. Worked even hard in the offseason. Then I came back feeling awesome. Now watch me, I'm at the boss up. This mode in the backfield. You know my team got the sauce. I look up to Jesus and Iverson. Ooh, that's a mean double cross. My team got a ton of vision. All we see is win, win, win. Your team never showed up. Where y'all been? I rep for the home team. Yeah, reppin' the home team. I'm reppin' the home team. Yeah, you think you can hold me? Reppin' the home team. Yeah, going in OT. I'm reppin' the home team. Yeah, you think you can hold me? Woo. Home team, home team, home team going OT. Home team, home team, home team going OT. Home team, home team, home team, home team going OT. Home team, home team, home team, home team, home team going OT.
Yeah. So you wanna bring war? I got the faith. Yeah. Say Nicholas down in the bay, they say I gotta sleep. Say they wanna bring war. Yeah. You gon' need more like. You gon' need more, yeah. You gon' need more. You gon' need be more street lord, C4, police force, Marine Corps. Better bring forth your resource. Look at the report, no equal. Destroy your retort. It's a breeze like a DR resort. Like, we all D-Borg and you ain't never had our joy. On the come up, cross them all up, died on the T. Life gave us lemons, flicking in the Arnold Palmer. Porsche's eloquent, horses pedaling, trunk in the front, call it elephant, ain't competitive. We want a white horse with angels ahead of irreverent. That's what we like it. Team Savage like we like this. Can't tour with the story, gospel will buzz for light years. Can a brother float his presidential wife here? I feel like can't lose, nothing left to prove. Hallelujah. HCA reppin' the state like DA. Simple fide, VA. Rich mind and degrade. Squad won't behave. Been BA in the father, been his teammate. Coming out your PA, be great. Jeez.
I rep for the home team. Yeah, reppin' the home team. I'm reppin' the home team. Yeah, you think you can hold me? Reppin' the home team. Yeah, going in OT. I'm reppin' the home team. Yeah, you think you can hold me? Woo.
Home team, going OT.
Home team, home team, home team going OT. Home team, home team, home team going OT.
All right, guys, we can talk a lot more now. After James was going in on us, yeah, still, but yeah, guys, you know how you feeling? The KB thing and the Reach Records phenomenon is still going on. You know what I mean? I know. Again, putting it out there. Well, guys, what you saying about the track, man? It's kind of hard still for me.
Yeah, I like it. No, I like it.
Yeah, I'm saying.
Yeah, man, it speaks volumes still. Yeah, it's nice.
Yeah, so the whole KB Lecrae thing, and you know what I mean. Putting out a track almost every 2 weeks, Lecrae is how do you write so much? You know what I mean?
It's doable. I mean, to be fair, other people are doing it, doing things like that as well. I mean, if you didn't know, like Chris Brown put out a 49 track album the other day.
A what?
Yeah, something mad like that. 45, 49, 50 tracks, something like that.
Is it like one of the tracks where you got C, one track, H, the track? Is
I have no idea. I haven't checked it out yet, you know, but it's proper tracks, man. I'm hearing it's bad. So I need to check that out still. Yeah. So yeah, so if Chris can do it, then No reason why anyone else can do it. You know what I mean?
Just putting it out there, people. We do not back Chris Brown. He's not our type of person.
My type of music, though.
We don't promote them sort of men. It's Christopher Brown we promote. Brother Christopher Brown. But okay, cool. Nah, that's hard. It's like, yo, man. And I think that's the levels that we're going to be hitting, man. You know what I'm saying? We're going to be putting out music out there constantly. It's what I'm saying to you. Michael says, yo, when we do this, we're going to do this like proper, like every week, but bam, 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 non-stop, man. Got to have the next thing around the corner. And for me, everybody's looking for the set way. There's no set way these days, man. You know what I mean? There's so many different ways now. It's like, if you're good, you're good. You know what I'm saying? You know, and if God has it for you, or whatever forces, or wherever you pay off the most, or whatever madness you do to get famous, you do. You know what I'm saying? So for me, it's like a case of like, there's no set way. You know what I mean? And I think everyone's looking for a formula, but there's no formula. And what you tend to find is that the UK artists, at the moment, I was talking to a colleague the other day, and we're talking the levels of basically, you know, that they're getting cheesed off because the UK acts are just not being real. They're just doing music to be famous. So before you know it, someone's gonna be going, yeah, or whatever that thing is in the middle of a track, just to get 1 million likes. You know what I mean? It's just like, so everyone's jumping. You know what I mean? It's just why you have to copy. I'm not saying someone's doing that, but you know what I mean. You know, it's good seeing guys like, you know, Marvelous doing his thing and he's on it and it's just going, it's going hardcore. But we want you to be consistent, bro. Yeah, if you're listening to the show, you know, I'm not saying you will, but you know what I mean. Just, you know what I mean. People listening to, yo, I'm not here to knock down the UK. But one thing that annoys us, you know what I mean, in the industry is that we like Lift Show, we got to be consistent doing this. Yeah. So why can't you be consistent with your music? You know what I'm saying? With what you put out stuff, it's not easy. But you develop there and you got to put it in, man. The same, it's not easy for us to come out here in this extremely cold room and go, after Michael said it's nice and warm, you know what I mean? And stand here and go, well, like, yo, and Michael just said, yo, it's getting cold in here. after he said it's warm enough, you know what I mean? But, you know, so for me, guys, you know, it's something that we need to really get a grip of when it comes to in terms of, like, you know, the whole music and really just changing what we're going to be doing. But listen, guys, I'm going to play another track from Nomis. Go on, Michael, what you reckon that says? Nomis. Anyway, so reason why I'm going to Michael because his French is better than mine. But listen, we're gonna play a track called Agape. You know, remember artists used to be called Agape Choir. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? You know what Agape means, isn't it, Michael? Yeah. Just in case you listen to too many new messages. It's the Agape love anyway. Still, yeah. But listen, guys, check out this track by Nomis called Agape.
Yo, this empathy's a funny thing. The love below, a love supreme. I've read about this crazy love that's living. I used to love her, I was made to, there's no other. As for music, every season is the same. You know I do this. It's quite the embarrassment for me to see the plight of Americans. When it's like speaking Arabic, you a terrorist. Go white to a carry sticks with a rhetoric shared, but Hitler was spared from the very list. They're wishing any immigrant would share the myths. Yeah, man, I would need a therapist. Their affairs are fair, but you bear a fist. No one cares to listen to their position and list. Yeah, for real, to deep in the man we fathom. Type of treatment I can't imagine. So I'm meeting you with compassion when I do this. Yeah, it's awfully awkward when a man wanna box you in. They telling you to smile, but they never been a mile in your moccasins. No, cause often men are then brought to sin, explaining their doctrine. When it's automatic spouse in the house, they've locked them in. Yeah, they followed a rotten train and thought that the women will stop them by hoping to not offend. But God within doubt for you set the example, that's not pretend. To deepen the man we fathom, type of treatment I can't imagine. So I'm meeting you with compassion when I do this. Come on, yo, it's very disheartening that if you ain't openly partnering with us blacks, they label you bigger with facts, but say you don't see what your partner sees. Apart from being the product of a different scene, we ain't different, we run a consistent gene. Just asking, don't listen and passing, or do it indifferently. Live to become the man you wish. If you disagree, I won't brand you as a racist. Table the labels and open the manuscript. For reals, to deepen the man we fathom. fathom. Type of treatment I can't imagine. So I'm meeting you with compassion, yo, I do this. Hey, yo, this empathy's a funny thing. The love below, a love supreme. I've read about this crazy love that's living. I used to love her, I was made to, there's no other.
As for music, every season is the same, you know I do this.
Hey, yo, this empathy's a funny thing. Could you be loved? A love supreme. I've read about this crazy love that's living. I used to love her, one love, there is no other.
As for music, every season is the same, you know I do this.
Yeah, yo, it's truly tiresome to get profiled and have to decide should I try to run. Cause I don't know wonder it's bad if he's real or a violent one. Pride is none, as he approached from behind my trunk. Inside I sunk, I'm riding clean, his hands beside his gun. Inside is some despair, now inside I'm done. The backup arrived, they coming and box me in. I'm scared that I'm leaving inside of one. For real, the deep in the man we fathom. Type of treatment you can't imagine. So please meet me with compassion when you see me. Yo, it's totally troubling when they better have womb is bubbling, but the baby inside is struggling. That's real. Have you ever received a burden that has never been seen or heard of? The most cleverest doctors nervous, that's real. Yo, have you ever pretended to be strong when your wifey just couldn't keep on? Cause the life created together, they're saying as quick as it can could be gone. To deep in the man we fathom, a treatment you can't imagine. So please meet me with compassion when you see me. Yeah, for reals, it's vexing me like a venomous message hexing me. I ain't benefit yet from the work done, that's upsetting me. Yo, for years I've kept this dream when nobody would believe. I bet on me, though my body ever beat. I bless it, don't reflect on streams. No, for fear of wretched things, I grind and rhyme to death, but find the checks don't meet the needs. I feel my wifey and my seed for real. To deep in the man we fathom, a treatment you can't imagine. So please meet me with compassion when you see me. Hey yo, this empathy's a funny thing. The love below, a love supreme. I've read about this crazy love that's living. I used to love her, I was made to, there's no other.
Alright guys, we're coming to the end of the show still. Right, you know, everyone's liking the vibe. Thumbs up on this track. I think I got 3 out of 3 on this one. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, everyone's shouting out this track here still. Nomis, with a track called Agape. Remember that guy, Nomsky? I only get one laugh from Adrian. That's way before Michael.
That's the first black man I ever saw next to a ski slope, bro. Back in the day.
Nomsky. But listen, guys, check out this track. This is I would say this is Entitled's choice. No, Michael's choice. They give us our job here, but it's called The Bait Breakers, and let's see if he can get. Well, obviously, it's gonna be a bit of a battle here. So he's cheating. He's using them chords. That's cheating. That's get people emotional all day long. It's not fair. Everyone knows that is cheating chords there, right there. That's called. You're ready to go like that. You know what I'm saying? That's not fair. When you use certain chord progressions, it's just not fair.
Can't say I'm Bonnie or you Clyde, but I will ride till we die. So if I got them looking at me sideways, name in their mouth, folks wondering if it's all a front, if I'm really content, off of they 2 cents, but how my time spent, why I don't make moves without your consent. Besides, modern women don't need to submit. Statistics say in 5 years that it won't exist, so why bother taking the risk? Cause risk leads to loss. Why try to be better? Cause you messed up, so we just messed up together. I pay whatever forever costs. If we stack bands or if we shout, if it all ends up a loss, we beat the odds, no love lost.
You told me to follow and give up everything I thought I knew, no matter the cost, cause it all amounts to nothing without you. And baby, I'm wrong for betting it all, but I'm embracing the odds for you, yeah. Embracing the odds for you, yeah. They said you were a risk, and I made a mistake. They said you can never give me what it takes, but when I had nothing, you were there for me. And now I'm living my dream, and you're hearing me. And yes, we've had our ups, yes, we've had our downs. We've been round the corner and all across the town, but no matter where we are, you will.
Sorry, guys. Yeah, sorry. Michael, where did you get this track from? Yeah, sorry, you're gonna explain this track a bit more to us. Yeah, so how can man just back out a track like that in front of us? Yeah, you know what I'm saying. One time, come on, Michael, explain this. Where this is, it's gonna be a pull up, man. It's gonna be a pull up. What you? Yo, guys, you know what you saying, Dazzle? Yeah.
Sounds alright still. Sounds good, man.
Oh, he's not impressed. He's not sounding like he's not impressed still. Yeah, so he's not impressed by. But listen,
I was waiting for it to drop and all the rest of it, and it. So
okay,
you have to turn it off.
Yo, guys, yeah, he's just have to turn it up still. Yeah, yo, just get your bars ready, everyone. So this is called. This is by the Beat Breakers. It's called The Odds. And it's been introduced to myself by obviously Michael. Just brought it on his first. I did warn him, said bring some new tracks too, and he's kind of bringing some new tracks. So guys, get ready for this vibe here. It's called. Track's kind of hard still, man. It's dropping it hardcore. So obviously Michael said just turn this up and crank this up. Enjoy the vibe.
Cause risk leads to loss. Why try to be better? Cause you messed up, so we just messed up together. I pay whatever forever costs. If we stack bands or if we shout, if it all ends up a loss, we beat the odds, no love lost.
You told me to follow and give up everything I thought I knew, no matter the cost, cause it all amounts to nothing without you. And baby, I'm wrong for betting it all, but I'm embracing the odds for you, yeah. Embracing the odds for you, yeah. They said you were a risk, and I made a mistake. They said you can never give me what it takes, but when I had nothing, you were there for me. And now I'm living my dream, and you're here with me. And yes, we've had our ups, yes, we've had our downs. We've been round the corner and all across the town, but no matter where we are, you will always have my heart, and you mean more than words can say. But nothing can keep me away. Call me crazy, but I'm a fool, cause I'm committed to loving you. And this is not a game, but if you want me to, you know I'm ready to play. Follow and give up everything I thought I knew, no matter the cost, cause it all amounts to nothing without you. And baby, I'm wrong for betting it all, but I'm embracing the odds for you, embracing the odds for you. Oh. Yeah, yeah. Embracing the odds for you, embracing the odds for you. Oh. Embracing the odds for you, embracing the odds for you. I can't even imagine, or barely even fathom, what life is like without you by my side. And you mean the world to me. Don't ever leave me, never leave. You mean more than words can say. Nothing, no nothing can keep me away. Call me crazy, call me a fool, cause I'm so committed, yes, to loving you. You told me to follow and give up everything I thought I knew, no matter the cost, cause it all amounts to nothing without you. And baby, I'm wrong for betting it all, but I'm embracing the odds for you, embracing the odds for you. Oh.
Right, guys, this is us back on the live show. That was the Beat Breakers, introduced to us by Michael here. Still, yo, not a bad introduction, agent. You need to find some tunes for the track for the show. You know,
Not gonna be difficult, bro.
Is it? I feel the air of lack of confidence in Adrian's response to that.
Nah. Not gonna be difficult at all. Trust me.
How do you work that out?
Trust me, I got some that I know.
Oh, we're not talking about some 1955 stuff, you know, bro. You know what I'm saying? Yo, you gotta be up to date, you know.
Don't worry about that, man. Don't worry about that.
You gotta pretend like, say, you know what today's music sounds like.
Don't you worry about that. I have to pretend like I actually like today's music. But don't you worry about that, man.
Listen,
I'll find something.
Hey, you gotta back out some niche original with J-E-S-U-S. So we're gonna you know what I mean, because we'll look over to Adrian. Does he pass his approval? And we'll go, hold on, Adrian, yo, you need to back out some new tracks, man. But anyway, but guys, you know, hopefully get a vibe of today's show. You know, we're gonna end up with a track called Messiah from Beautiful Eulogy. But you know, we touched base today about you know, first of all, you know, artists naming themselves. Come on, be careful with that, guys. But anyway, either way, name what you need to name. Do your thing, guys, and just you know what. Yes, great to have the great name, but you know what? Still, yeah, what God has for you. He'll open up the doors for you. But also we looked into, you know, why he came with Rev James, and we just open up, you know, unpack the whole humanity, the human element of us. And through Christ, we are under the new being, new human being, you know, the new kind, you know what I mean? So me to saying that, please listen to the show if you haven't listened to it, and please hit us up if you got any questions. This is Roger here alongside Michael and Adrian. Guys, to sum up the show, what vibe we got from the show, and you know what I mean, and Adrian's gonna come with some new tracks at the next show.
That's right. I don't think anyone will be ready for what I've got.
Oh, Lord.
You know what I mean?
It's going to be able to fit on our Spotify playlist, remember that, so he has to pass the test.
Oh, man. Okay, cool. That's going to be harder now. I'm joking now. It should be fine. That's not a problem. But yeah, in summary of the show, as always, James just brings a bit of revelation and confirmation to a lot of things. So yeah, it's very interesting to hear that. And especially his take on the
choice
creation choice as well, creation, and us being, you know, Adam being the first and Christ being the second and the last. So that was great. Yeah, in going back to the names, we still struggled throughout the rest of the show to name some of these people that we played. So that needs to be changed.
Guys. Yeah.
You know what? When I look for tracks now, I'm gonna make sure everyone's name's John or Steve or something like that. You know what I mean?
Oh, that's right.
But yeah, great show, man. Great show.
Cool, Mike. What are you saying, bro?
No, it was a really good show. I think like Adrian said, with James, even that kind of interesting perspective on Jesus being both God and man. And I think with the whole artist name thing as well, there's a lot of food for thought. So hopefully next week we'll have some suggestions. As a replacement for Entitled.
Man's name and claim.
Or maybe I'll even choose to stick with it. Who knows?
Listen, have a voice. Yes or no to his name.
Yeah, who knows?
Yes, we say yes. But anyway, still, yeah, but my yes is worth 50%. Yo, just make up the 1%. But listen, guys, we're gonna finish up the show with a track of Beautiful Eulogy called Messiah. Yo, hopefully you enjoy the vibe. Yo, Mike, thanks for that tune there still, yeah. Yo, we're gonna get some more tracks onto our playlist. Check us out on Spotify with that playlist. You know what I mean? But also, guys, check out our website at glmedia.co.uk and find out more stuff about what we do. Messiah. This is Roger here, and out on the Lift Show in a bit.
I can't
gives that feeling that we can't live without. The joys we try to get that only God can give, we highly doubt. What allures and arouses the heart we can't figure out, but it's the quickest way to account for what we prize and are most proud about. These gods make promises, but always lie to us. The kind of lies that says they'll keep us safe and satisfy us. We blame the lies outside of us, but it's the lie that lies inside that captures the depths of desires and false messiahs. We see pleasure in anything, we overestimate everything, endlessly trusting an empty entity, secretly searching for anything in moments of blessing while exiting edicts of Eden over our ecstasy. When a good God gives good gifts, we generally tend to twist the list and take the list of good gifts that God tends to give and make general gods out of gifts. I suppose what exposes the worship in most of us is a close look at most of our thoughts, fears, and emotions.
No matter what I do, I can't ever make it last. I just repeat my past. I'm so broken. So much I thought I knew. All the things that I pursued, I'm worse off than before. I can't always rely on my desires, but I treat them like a messiah. I can't always rely on my desires, but I treat them like a messiah.
The saddest fact is that I search for satisfaction, as if I lack it, when in fact I lack nothing. That's the reason for my lackluster prayer life and my lust for distractions. It's so easy to see in hindsight. I must confess it's the mess I acknowledge when I'm stalling on my responsibilities and don't apologize but make excuses. Like my physical exhaustion is a license for narcissism and speaking recklessly without caution. I often wonder why I'm so awkward in conversations, wishing I could switch places, envious of others. But my envy is a reflex of my ignorance, cause I don't know the details of their daily existence. I just assume the weight I carry is the heaviest, but I've never been a heavyweight. My legs get heavy when I wait, hope deferred, so I prefer the immediate and exchange the true God for what seems more expedient. It's meaningless.
I can't always rely on my desires, but I treat them like a messiah. I can't always rely on my desires, but I treat them like a messiah.
Help us not be hasty when it comes to temporal blessings, and always see them for what they're actually meant to be. A mere extension of your loving kindness, extended to an undeserved humanity. Help us not see greater value in the gifts you give, and not become distracted from their intended desires. May we regard the world in